Hey again. I wanted to do a little current events corner because I know we start class most days with some current events, and a lot has happened with the government over the past couple of weeks, especially related to Congress and the presidency, which is where we're at right now. So hopefully, the Senate finally passed a $2 trillion aid package. It's got a whole lot of stuff in it. It's the biggest financial aid package that the government has ever passed. So I'm going to kind of talk about what's in it and partly why it took so long to pass. So if you're in AP Econ, you know this is an example of fiscal policy. Okay, so fiscal policy is when when Congress and the presidency act together to do something for the economy. Okay, it's either spending or cutting spending or increasing taxes or cutting taxes. So that's fiscal policy. So this is a perfect example of fiscal policy. And remember, if you're in AP Econ 2, we also talked about why fiscal policy is slow because it has to go through the House and the Senate, and the president has to sign off. And we saw there were multiple roadblocks in the way of this legislation. So it got stalled in both places, and they were arguing over the details. And we can see this is divided government. The House is controlled by the Democrats, and the Senate is controlled by Republicans. The president's a Republican. And even though they all knew this is a needed thing, they debated over the details of the money. Where's the money going? Okay, so where is the money going? So a lot of it is going to you, your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles. You will see a check. Okay, so if we get into this, so again, the whole thing is $2 trillion. Okay, it's intended to boost the economy. If you're in AP Econ, we're going to talk way more in depth as to kind of where our economy is right now. But we can see unemployment they're going to release the unemployment numbers next week at the end of March. It's going to be through the roof. And it's because a lot of places had to temporarily close restaurants, hotels, a lot of stores. They've had to cut hours, and so a lot more people have filed for unemployment. And so one thing that's in here is a stimulus check. Okay, so if you look here, most individuals earning less than 75,000 can expect a one-time cash payment of $1,200. Married couples will each receive a check, and you'll get $500 per child. So for me, my husband will get $1,200, I'll get $1,200, and I'll get $500 for Juno. Now, what are they wanting you to do with that money? Spend it. Okay, that's the whole point. Spend the money, put the money into the economy. Now, I'm not telling you that's what you should do with the money, because obviously during a fear of a recession, and the chair of the Federal Reserve has said that he thinks we are in a recession, they want you to spend that money, but people tend to save it. Okay, so that will be coming out soon. The goal for that is to actually, if you're a taxpayer, they will send it to your bank account. So it'll be direct deposit. So there's kind of a breakdown of that. Extra unemployment benefits. So this is going to increase the amount of money that people get when they file for unemployment, because so many more people are filing for unemployment. So it adds $600 a week in addition to what they're already receiving. And it also adds 13 weeks of unemployment insurance. So basically, you can get unemployment benefits longer. That's something that they did during the recession as well. This is very interesting. Now, if you're an Uber driver, you can get unemployment benefits. Okay. So prior to this, people who were independent contractors could not file for unemployment. So that's a big part of that. They've extended the date to file your taxes until July. It normally is April 15th, but now it's July 15th. Student loans, they've basically frozen the interest on student loans. Let's see. Requires all private insurance companies to cover COVID-19 treatments and the vaccine, and they make the tests free if and when there is a vaccine. It gives a lot of businesses a lot of money to small businesses, because businesses that are hurting the most tend to be smaller businesses. So your restaurants, your little stores, that kind of stuff. So they can have emergency grants, forgivable loans. There's also some money set aside to help the industries that really need it. So the airline industry, which is obviously being hurt pretty bad. Stock buyback ban. That means basically if a company gets government assistance, gets money from the government, they can't just buy their own stock back. Why would they want to do that in the first place? Well, it makes the value of their stock increase, and that's barred for the term of the loan plus 1 year. Let's see. It's giving money, lots and lots of money to the healthcare industry and supplies, helping with food stamps and food banks, SNAP benefits, which is, again, food stamps, money going to state and local governments. So states and local governments are getting money to help towards buying supplies and things that they need. Money going for education, again, going with that student loan stuff. Okay, so that's a little bit kind of a summary of what's in it. I'll include this link with this video when I post it on Google Classroom. But this is a big deal, guys. So again, this is a great example of why it's important to know how the government works and how this bill made its way through and what impact it's going to have. I'll be doing more current events updates as I see fit throughout. Okay, so have a great rest of the day, guys. Bye.